Let us go to Peru. Let's cross the ocean and see how a bigger bus company there, Turismo Civa, has used this specific period to elaborate its digital tools and to gain commercial benefits in it. And no one better than José Juan, who's the commercial director of Turismo Civa, to explain us that. Good morning to you, José.
Hi everyone. Nice to be here and share a little bit of my knowledge about the bus companies and the commercial part, in this case, the e-commerce. So happy to be here, Jen.
Nice to have you.
Well, we're gonna talk about the case specific of our e-commerce. The next presentation, please. So I'm José Juan Ciccca Carpenter from Peru, as they present me. No, I'm commercial director and vice president of the board. So Civa is a bus company that is focused and grew up almost 50-year-old in the long distance business. We also develop in this long distance 3 different model of service for 3 different target that it's called Econociva, Super Civa, and Exclusiva. Each one is have a better service, a better upgrade in service, but all these service go almost to all Peru. Another activities that we develop, this is our main core business, but we have other 2 business more, that is the package delivery, when we use the buses for that, and also now the corporate transportation that is gaining more and more increase in sales for us. Like private companies nowadays want a private service just for their people, or also sharing commuting. But the thing is, we take out some buses that are inoperative in long distance and we put it to some corporate transportation that they need this service. So Civa is more than 17,000 people, 1,600 people working for us, and last year we revenue greater than $60 million per year. To know the biggest of the company. Next, please. So talking about Peru, it's important to know some data that Peru is almost 33 million of population, and only 24 have internet access. That's 20, it's almost 73% of Peruvians. And downstairs you can see the increase of the smartphones, mobiles. In 2017, in 2020, it's more than 21.7 Peruvians now with a smartphone. So that's a huge, an important detail, for all the e-commerce market. Next, please. So just to explain, this is our 3 kind of service in our core business. That is the long distance, the Exclusiva that have 180 degrees bed, the Super Civa that is our like low cost but comfy, and Econociva is our really low cost service. Next. These are the products that we offer in the e-commerce. The packaging and all the private transport is another business, but this is we say our sales in e-commerce. This is the interior of the buses, the 3 service, the Exclusiva. We also have massage in our 180 degrees bed, Super Civa and Econociva. Next, please. So now the e-commerce. In September 2019, we decided to launch our new e-commerce. Before we was working with a partner that they have the know-how, the human resources, and the budget for develop our sales part. But we are knowing that 2 or almost 3 years working like this, we don't having control of all data and the management of the platform. As the other speakers told, the importance of have all data in the house and then analyze and everything, So next, please. So that's our how we create our own e-commerce. That was our goal. So we wanna challenge ourselves because we don't have the budget in that moment, and but we know that having this web page for our own management it's gonna bring us increase of sales and better positionation. So even if we don't have like the budget, we decide to go in because we are plenty sure that we're gonna have good numbers after this, no? So next, please. So the focus and the design of this webpage, as different of other times that we design webpage, was focused in the human-centered design. That means that even me as a director commercial, I don't influence nothing in the web. It's just about our real customers, the Peruvians, main target people that decide even the colors, where the button goes, the experience of the user experience that they need for have a fast service to buy the tickets, and also an easy way, no? Because if we have these two, it's easy to concrete the sales that that's the finally objective, no? So we design with a partnership that we work this, no, and a special digital company, not to main in human-centered design. So what is this? Next, please. So that main objective of the new e-commerce was to keep the lead generation, to generate brand awareness, to make a brand empowerment, and the main reason, the conversation that every commercial want and need, no? So next. So these are like all the construction phases, no? But the main things, the main topic is the prototyping and testing, the research and discovery, and the ideation. Next, please. And all these construction time take us 6 months in total, no? These three different big macro process was 2 months of investigation, 2.5 of ideation and creation, and 4 months of development. So next. And we finally, for decide how we're gonna construct the web, we need to know how the people comportment. So they look for service in the mobile, but the finally purchase is more in desktop. So that's why with this input, we need to start creating and be sure, next please, that our two main platforms, no, desktop and mobile, have to be very responsive design. And also we focus first in the mobile, and then we do the desktop, because the mobile is where almost all the people go in to check before buy. No, next please. So then when we have the web page, when we do the e-commerce, and after all this process of investigation, we need to launch and communication our new web page, and also start a conversion strategy. So we use in all this e-commerce, we use our main channels that we have a lot of followers in Turismo Civa in Instagram. We also have a lot of followers, almost 100,000 in Facebook. That make us a really good platform for have like a cheap way to communicate, no, and don't spend too much money in publicity. But also we need to invest in SEO, SEM, no, and then we also go to LinkedIn, messages, Google. So all these e-commerce, all these channels generates our new traffic, no, for what is the new web page and e-commerce. So next. So focus in the UE and UX, that is finally the customer experience, the platform analysis and user interaction to have a direct impact on sales. So in the next presentation, please, next diapositive, we want to see the main data, no? So in the first trimester, like the end of the 2019, we go up with 66% more of sales in our own e-commerce, 35% more of web traffic, 70% more organic traffic. That's the main reason that help us with the SEO, and also our position in Facebook and Instagram that have a lot of followers. And the best thing that is over the market was the 9% of conversion rate. Know that from each 100 people that go inside of my web, almost 9% buy it and finance in a purchase. So that's a really good work, no? Also in UE and UX experience. So next, please. So here we can really compare, no, the results of the first trimester before. The percentage of sales in digital channel versus the total sales of Civa in the main core was 13.76%. Just when we start the next trimester, we go up to 16.82%. And after COVID, in July, when they open again the service in Peru and everything, now was at 24.7%. That's a really interesting data because we are really and we are pushing now the passengers to don't expose and go to have to buy the tickets in the terminals, no? They can have it in internet. And also in the digital market, we don't compete with all the 70% of informality that Peruvian market have in bus company. Also, the percentage of sales in e-commerce versus digital sales, like I have a lot of some providers that sell my tickets also by internet, but the 50% almost of these sales come from my own web page. That reduced my cost and have better like prices, no? Not prices for the customer, prices in terms of cost. Sorry. And nowadays, post-COVID, is the 73.71%, no, of the sales, of the total sales in the digital world. And the monthly web traffic, because I think Peru was really close because of this COVID, a lot of people want to know and start going and visit, like the traffic in the web increase a lot because they want to know when we're going to have a start trip again. A lot of people need to travel. So post-COVID, we almost duplicate our traffic. And what I want to show with this is like the importance of have a good e-commerce, not during the pandemic, because we have before this, and make us like have a good response after the pandemic and and when the government start opening the routes and everything, we receive a good amount of sales of people coming and traffic in our webpage. So that's a very important detail. Next, please. So almost this was a charge shared by one another provider, no, in the web. This is an private investigation. It's not by Civa data. That they say like in June 2020, no, after the COVID, we between all our competition, we grew up 50%, no, compare in the market of the digital service in Peru. So we know that Cruz del Sur was always like the first company in sales, no, and also in present. But after all our strategy, even we have a lot of interviews, our own CEO in the news and everything. I think all this make our brand more value and make us in June be now top of search and internet research, no? So next, please. And I think it's the last one. So we are happy we didn't expect to be nominated to win an e-commerce award. No, I think not too much bus company have this kind of in Peru don't have this kind of recognitions. And this year during the pandemic, we received this nomination, no, in the tourist and travel category, and we really appreciate and this gives us like not just with the increase of sales and the result. With this was the little like certificates of, yeah, my team do a really great work with this e-commerce and really was the best decision, even without the budget in that moment, was the best decision, risk, and make it that because all the digital world, you know, that is growing so much in all the world, and even in small countries, in not too modern countries, no, as Peru and everything, no. So I really like how we create this web page. First time that I'm not involved in, hey, I like this, I designed this. It's just all in human design, in what our customers want to see, okay, how they want to operate the web page. And yeah, that's the way that we do. So the next.
Thank you so much.
With that, I just wanna thanks to all of you. I don't know if you see, but well, this is me. I love to operate not just in the commercial part. I love to be in the operative part, and I'm really happy to present to all of you and be part of these webinars with Busworld Academy.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much
so
for your
much.
invitation.
Thank you so much, Jose Juan, and congratulations with the award you won. Jose Juan, you mentioned that figures and sales were going up, but the figures you showed us were figures of the first quarter of 2020, which means pre-corona, the corona period before. And then the figures you showed us of the second quarter, which means during COVID-19 crisis, you mentioned a growth of 25% in your online sales. But
Yeah.
what about overall sales? How did COVID influence your overall sales? Via your e-commerce platform, you made it grow.
Overall sales are yeah, no, overall sales now are really down. We
As
when
everywhere.
this in Peru when the COVID start and the government announced on 16 or 15 of March that in a mobilization of all the citizens,
Yes,
we have 3 months with really just 3% of the
turnover.
operation
Yep,
that was in private transport, no, from
yep.
some embassies that need to move the tourists and all these crazy things.
Hmm. I
When the
understand.
when so I think all our facturation now must be in a 50% or 40%
Yeah,
as we used to plan, no?
yep,
And Peru is a little bit open and closing cities, so but the new part of the best part of the business now that is growing is the private one. Now that we have some private, instead of having my buses to the interprovincial or long
yes,
distance, I take some of the fleet in parts that we don't gonna have the demand, and
yep,
we put it to private companies. And also we want some minor relicitation that this
yep.
help us to have another kinds of sales and to perpetuate like the company in the time, no?
Yeah. Jose Juan, do you have the feeling that since the launch of your e-commerce platform and then the COVID crisis came in between, did the e-commerce platform help clients to regain confidence in collective transport modes?
Yeah, I think that if you are not in the e-commerce, the client have to take a public transport that in Peru was one of the main reasons of the COVID expand because we have a many informal like little buses with 15
Exactly.
persons inside, like no distance social. So just in that, the e-commerce is the advantage between a
Hmm.
lot of companies that even have it because they are informal, and that's why we grew up a lot of in visit to the web page and
Exactly.
in sales, just in the people that realize like, hey, why I'm gonna expose? I wanna pay money to transport to go to buy a ticket if I can have the same price in my
Exactly.
house in the
Exactly.
safety and my clean space,
Yeah,
no,
right.
by internet. So that's why having the e-commerce prepared during the pandemic, it was helpful because just we received just the traffic, no,
Okay.
that wanna start to research about the cities that are open, the service that Civa have and everything, no. So yeah,
Right.
really
Right.
it helped us a lot,
One
and
last
and
question,
was the best thing.
Juan. Yeah, if you allow me, you're a bit on the
Yeah.
other side of the line as where Paula, I'm sorry, Paula from Flipco are. They are a digital company entering the bus market. You are a bus operator, but you searched a partnership with a digital company. How did you select the digital company that is helping you now? What were the criteria to find that?
More than a digital company, what we select is this a digital agency, no,
Yeah,
who usually create web page, manage social media. So they was our provider to make our e-commerce, but now is our own e-commerce managed by us. No, we have even the programmation, but they just help us now in all the part that we don't manage because we are bus operation, no, that is all the CEO, the SEM, the user experience,
I see.
and like they help us really in more create like the landing, the final product that is my e-commerce. No,
Yep.
nowadays they just helping in bring more traffic. No, but now the e-commerce is managed by Civa, by the marketing chief,
Yes.
and that's the way we are having. No.
You're doing it by yourself. Maybe you'll learn the lessons. Right. Thank you
Yeah,
so
we
much.
learn
Thank
a
you so
lot.
much, Jose. Thank you for coming in
Thank
from
you.
Peru.